Ever pondered about a world without our bright star, the sun? A question that might sound like the plot of a science fiction novel, yet it's a fascinating thought experiment that reveals how pivotal the sun is to our existence. We all know the sun as the bright celestial body that graces our sky every morning, bringing with it daybreak and warmth. It's our primary source of light, and without it we'd be plunged into eternal darkness. But the role of the sun extends far beyond merely lighting our way. The sun is a colossal nuclear reactor, continuously converting hydrogen into helium through a process called nuclear fusion. This process releases an immense amount of energy which travels to Earth in the form of light and heat. This heat is not merely for our comfort. It's the driving force behind the water cycle, fueling evaporation, leading to cloud formation and ultimately rainfall. This heat from the sun also creates a temperature gradient in our atmosphere, causing air to move, giving rise to winds. These winds, combined with the Earth's rotation, are responsible for the diverse weather patterns we experience. From the gentle spring breeze to the fierce hurricane, it's all thanks to our sun. The sun also determines our seasons. As the Earth orbits the sun, its tilted axis results in different parts of the Earth receiving varying amounts of sunlight throughout the year. This variation gives us our seasons, from the warm summers to the chilly winters. And let's not forget the most crucial role of the sun, the sustainer of life. The sun's energy is fundamental to photosynthesis, the process through which plants produce food. This process is the foundation of life on Earth, from the smallest microorganisms to us, humans. So you see, our sun is not just a bright light in the sky, it's the life-giving force, the driver of weather, the changer of seasons, and the sustainer of life. Imagine just for a moment, the sun suddenly goes out. What happens next? Well, that's a tale for the next scene. As soon as the sun goes dark, an uncanny darkness engulfs the Earth. This would be the first immediate and most noticeable effect. The sun, our primary source of light and life, extinguished. The sky, once a canvas of brilliant blues, fiery oranges and soft pinks, would be replaced by an unending black abyss. Nighttime creatures might stir, confused by the eternal darkness, while the rest of the world would be plunged into a state of perpetual night. But it's not just the darkness we'd have to worry about. The sun's warmth, so often taken for granted, would cease to reach us. The Earth's surface temperature, which averages around a comfortable 15 degrees Celsius, would drop precipitously. Within a day, it would plummet to minus 18 degrees Celsius. That's colder than the coldest winter night in the Arctic. As the Earth's temperature continues to fall, another catastrophic effect would take hold: the cessation of photosynthesis. This process, the cornerstone of life as we know it, relies on sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and glucose. Without sunlight, plants would be unable to produce the oxygen we breathe and the food we eat. The oceans, once teeming with life, would start to freeze from the top down. Sea creatures would struggle to survive in the rapidly cooling water, and those near the surface would be encased in ice. And of course, let's not forget about us humans. We'd have to find ways to survive without the sun's light and warmth. We'd have to rely on artificial light sources and stored energy. But as the Earth's temperature continues to drop, even these solutions would become less and less effective. In a week, the average global surface temperature would be below freezing, but that's just the beginning. This chilling scenario would be the reality of a world without the sun, with far more devastating effects to follow. As we venture further into this sunless world, we'll explore what could happen in the long term. But for now, let's just appreciate the sun and the vital role it plays in our existence. As weeks turn into months, the Earth becomes a frozen wasteland. A chilling thought, isn't it? But let's delve deeper into the long-term consequences of a sunless world. Without the sun's warmth, our planet's surface would rapidly freeze over. This is no ordinary winter. We're talking temperatures plummeting to minus 100 degrees Celsius, enough to turn the oceans into massive ice sheets. The once vibrant blue planet, now a silent sphere of white and grey. But what about life on Earth? Most life forms, as we know them, would face extinction in this new ice age. Plants, unable to photosynthesize, would perish, causing a domino effect up the food chain. Herbivores would starve, and soon after, so would the carnivores. It's a grim picture, but it's the reality of a world without the sun. But wait, is it the end for all life on Earth? Well, not quite. Some life forms, especially certain microorganisms, might just tough it out. Deep in the ocean, near geothermal vents, organisms known as extremophiles thrive. These vents spew out hot, mineral-rich water, providing a heat source and nutrients. With the sun gone, these locations could potentially become the last bastions of life on Earth. However, these organisms are not the complex creatures we're familiar with. They're simple, single-celled organisms, surviving in conditions where most life forms couldn't. Their existence in a sunless world would be a testament to life's tenacity, but it's a far cry from the rich biodiversity we know and love. Without the sun, Earth would become a silent, frozen sphere, a shadow of its former self. The chorus of life, once a symphony of diverse voices, would be reduced to a quiet hum in the deepest parts of the ocean. Life as we know it would cease to exist. Without the sun's gravity, the planets, asteroids, comets, everything would go hurtling off into space. This statement may sound like the plot of a science fiction movie, but it's a stark reality we would face if the sun were to suddenly disappear. The sun's gravity is the glue that holds our solar system together. It's the irresistible pull that keeps everything from Mercury to Neptune, including the countless asteroids, comets, and other celestial bodies, in a harmonious dance around it. But without this gravitational maestro, the choreography of the cosmos would descend into chaos. Imagine the planets, each flung out along their own path, becoming rogue worlds, adrift in the vast expanse of space. Earth, our home, would become a silent and frozen marble, spiraling aimlessly through the cosmic dark. Mars, the red planet, would also be cast away, its dreams of hosting life dashed in an instant. Even the mighty gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn, wouldn't be spared. They'd be catapulted into the interstellar void, their majestic rings possibly disintegrating without the sun's gravitational influence. And let's not forget the asteroid belt, that band of rocky debris between Mars and Jupiter. Without the sun's gravity keeping them in check, these space rocks could become interstellar missiles, careening unpredictably across the galaxy. The same fate would befall the icy bodies of the Kuiper Belt and the far-flung objects of the Oort cloud. Once orderly residents of our solar system, they would be transformed into unguided projectiles, potentially wreaking havoc wherever they go. In essence, without the sun's gravitational pull, our solar system would cease to exist in the form we know today. The orderly ballet of celestial bodies would become a chaotic melee, a cosmic game of billiards with no predictability or pattern. Thus, our solar system, once a symphony of celestial bodies in harmonious orbit, becomes a cosmic crash derby. But what about the rest of the universe? How would they know something happened to our sun? That's a thought-provoking question, isn't it? Our sun, the life-giving star of our solar system, can feel like the center of the universe from our earthly perspective. But in the grand scheme of things, it's just one of countless stars sprinkled across the cosmos. To understand how the rest of the universe might perceive the sun's demise, we first need to grasp the concept of light speed. Light travels at an astonishing speed of about 186,000 miles per second. Yet even at this breakneck speed, it takes light a significant amount of time to traverse the vast distances of space. For instance, the nearest star system to us, Alpha Centauri, is over 4 light-years away. This means that the light we see from Alpha Centauri today actually left the star system over 4 years ago. So, if our sun were to suddenly go out, Alpha Centauri wouldn't know about it for another 4 years. Now let's take this a step further. Suppose there are civilizations out there in the universe observing our sun from their own corners of the cosmos. Depending on their distance from us, they might continue to see our sun shining for years, decades, or even centuries after its demise. They would remain blissfully unaware of our star's fate until its last rays of light reach them. However, once that final photon of sunlight arrives and flickers out, the reality would set in. Observers would see our sun disappear from their sky, replaced by a dark, vacant spot. A once vibrant star, now a ghost of its former self. So, even though our sun's sudden disappearance would have immediate and drastic effects on our solar system, the news of its demise would travel at the speed of light, taking time to reach the far corners of the universe. From a distant observer's perspective, our sun would still appear to shine bright for a few more minutes until its last rays of light reach them. This scenario, while chilling, remains within the realm of the hypothetical. It's a thought experiment, a dark game of what if. But fear not, our sun isn't about to pop its clogs tomorrow or the day after or even the day after that. In fact, we have around 5 billion years to prepare for its eventual demise. Quite a bit of time to get our affairs in order, wouldn't you say? But what will happen when the sun, the life-giving star at the heart of our solar system, finally reaches the end of its life? Well, it won't go out with a whimper, that's for sure. In its twilight years, the sun will swell into a red giant, engulfing the inner planets, including our dear Earth. The oceans will boil, the mountains will melt, and all life as we know it will cease to exist. A fiery end to billions of years of evolution and history. And then the sun will collapse under its own weight, shedding its outer layers and leaving behind a white dwarf. A ghostly remnant of its former self, shining with the residual heat of its bygone nuclear reactions. Even in death, the sun will continue to light up the solar system, albeit in a much dimmer, much colder way. So as we bask in the warmth of our sun, let us not forget the power it has over our lives. The sun is not just a fiery ball in the sky, it is the engine of life on Earth. The cosmic clock that dictates our days and nights, the celestial body that guides our journeys. The sun's death, whenever it comes, will mark the end of an era. But until then, we have the privilege of living under its light, of witnessing its daily rise and set, of feeling its warmth on our skin. Though it's a grim scenario, it underscores just how crucial our sun is to life, to Earth, and to the very fabric of our existence. So let us cherish the sun, let us respect it, let us protect it, for it is our life, our world, our everything. A world without the sun isn't a world at all. These words echo the profound understanding we've gained throughout our journey into the realm of what-ifs. The sun, our celestial powerhouse, is the lifeline of our existence, the puppeteer of our climate, and the guardian of our cosmic neighborhood. Without it, the world as we know it would halt, spiraling into a chilling, lifeless abyss. From the immediate effects of plunging temperatures to the long-term consequences of a frozen biosphere, we've ventured through the chilling possibilities. We've traced the fate of our solar system and even cast our gaze beyond into the cosmic theatre. This exploration underscores the irreplaceable significance of the sun. It's not just another star, it's our star, the cornerstone of life and the symphony of existence. So the next time you feel the warmth of the sun on your face, remember, it's not just a star, it's our star. It's the heart of our solar system, the engine of life.